Hey, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on what part of the world you are in. This is Big Girl Diary. Okay, all right. I'm going to wait for some of you to shuffle in and look. Our radical sisters has done a whole lot to set us back 50 years. The stuff that we allow our living la vida loca sisters do. And hold on, I need my little bit of cafe au lait on this one. All right. Normally, I don't talk about politics on this channel, but I need to. I truly need to. Okay. Where do I begin? What our radical sisters are doing is, like I said, set us back 50 years, but it very well make our voting rights disappear as well. Because women didn't always have voting rights. No, we didn't. But through fighting, protesting in order to get it, to agitate, to aggravate, to get it, to show that yes, women, our brains work well too. Well, it seems like that illusion has burst. Hold, let me take this off. All right, took that off. All right. We, oh man, oh, the crazy stuff that we vote for, the crazy stuff that we're out there screaming for. Okay, one, just one, is that we are screaming for rights that we already have. The thing is, I believe that our crazy sisters want to control everything. Look, most of us can't even control our checkbooks. That's why we balance them. Yes. Many times, our crazy sisters act in a manner in which they cannot uphold. They put on a great show, but when it comes to performance, fail big time. And we also do things that undercut each other, like women's sports. All right, I'm going to get into some trouble here. We allow trans women to participate in women's sports. Now, the trans women are the same individuals who did not do well in their division and decided, well, um, let me go on over there and participate over there. And you had feminists, radical liberals saying, yes, go right ahead. You can do it. You can play in these sports. You can do this and you can do that, while the other sisters are like, do you know what you're doing? Do you really know what you're doing? Well, we women can do what men can do. No, we can't. I'll say it again. No, we can't. We cannot. And it is delusional to sit there and portray that we can. Now, you may have a few outliers here or there. That right there is true. Very few, far and in between. It is not the norm, it is the exception. And we have our crazy sisters who would take that exception and make it into the norm. And then we all have to suffer with it, because then if we don't, then we are not our sisters' keepers. When our sisters are pushing us off the cliff due to their irrational delusions that make no sense at all, and wonder why, and wonder why. That they're alone. Oh, yeah. So when we can't pull our sisters back, and when the men are like, hey, get her under control because she wants to sue because he looked at her too long and she felt uncomfortable. But keep in mind, she can do what a man can do. I mean, if, okay, if all the guys don't get together and say, okay, all right, I'm done. These women are too irrational to vote. Their delusions are beyond grandeur, and we need to pull it back because they are ripping our society layer by layer, ripping it apart. And then when we lose whatever rights we strive for, it's going to be gone because of them. Now, that is a strong statement. I know it is. It's a provocative statement. I know it is. But no one is making it. No one, not one person is making that statement. However, it needs to be made. But a man cannot make it. Because if he makes it, then he's misogynist. He hates women. He's this, he's that, he's that, he's that. I just want to ensure that we do not allow our delusional sisters to disrupt things so badly that it would be hard for us to recover from. It would be hard for our children, our grandchildren, to be able to recover from what's going on right now. And it's unfortunate for me to have to sit here and to say these things. I take no joy in pulling my crazy sister's hair. And when I say crazy, I don't mean literally crazy. No. I mean some of the things that she's saying and doing are delusional. And I don't mean clinically delusional. I mean delusional in which she believes that she can do, like me. I have an illusion that I can do a dragonfly kick, spin around and kick somebody in the lip and give them a bump about the size of a grape. No, backtrack, make it a little bigger, a size of a grapefruit. Now I know I can't do that. It's simply an illusion. But however, our radical sisters take that illusion and actually try to put it into play. In us, we are all struck like, oh my goodness, really? And then they push policy. They push it. And no matter how much we push back, we have our other radical sisters, our trans sisters, who feed in to what our delusional sisters are saying because our transgender sisters benefit from their delusions. That adds a whole other aspect to this because they get something out of it. Regardless of what happens to what goes on here and what we can lose, as much as we have gained, we can lose. So, my radical sisters, my crazy radical sisters with whom I love, when are you going to stop? You are ripping us apart at the seams. And if you do not stop, we're going to lose everything that we have strived for. Look, I plead with you. I plead. We have made many great strides. There is not one thing that we do not have. We get pay. We are at the point to where we are CEOs when we were not CEOs. Now we are CEOs. We have more rights. We could sit there and go to a court of law and lie and nothing happens to us. Look at Amber Heard. Amber Heard lied in court. She went across the world and committed crimes, and she was not punished once. Thank you. She was not punished once. She can have the thought of a man saying something to her, and he could lose his job. He could look at her wrong. He could lose his house. He can lose whatever. He loses big with no recourse. We have made many strides, my radical crazy sisters. There is not one thing that you have not gained except control. That is where you need to stop. We cannot do what a man can do. We can possibly do some things, and we ought to be satisfied with that and happy with that. I, per se, do not want to go out into the cold weather when a tornado went past and put up power lines and do all that dangerous stuff. I do not vote for that. No. But because you want to take over, my wonderful, loving, crazy, radical sisters want to put out there, hey, um, we can do that. Let's do it. No, leave men alone. Leave them alone. They are the backbone. They are our backbone. And it is okay. It's all right because we're not losing anything. But if you do not stop, we will lose everything. Here, Shauna. We will lose everything. And one question is this: is it worth it? Is it worth all the strides we had made? We can vote. We can vote for dumb stuff. And we do. We can vote for dumb stuff. We can vote for um, windmills. We can vote for everything. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. We can vote for any and everything we choose. And we do. And we do. But I come back to the cost of it. What price are we going to pay for your radicalism? I'm not willing to pay that price. So I hope you take what I say with love. And it may be a little harsh. I know it is, but sometimes women, we have thick heads. We're hard headed. Our head is harder than a cinder block. And I know this. I know this. So, can we just be happy with what we have thus far? Can we? Because young boys are suffering. Yes, our sons. Our sons are suffering. Our brothers are suffering. Our fathers are suffering. And complete strangers are suffering because we're too busy trying to compete with men with the rights we already have. Okay, let me see. AJ says, BGD, what is the update on the Manson, Evan Rachel Woodhurt? Oh man. Um, there's not really too much going on at this very moment besides Evan saying that she has epilepsy. Well, no, she didn't say epilepsy. Now that she said that she has seizures. So, one thing about seizures that I know a lot about, and our radical sister Evan Rachel Wood, stop it. You have done enough to Marilyn Manson to try to destroy him. You and your cohorts of wing women have done a lot to Marilyn Manson because he didn't marry you? Well, Evan, let me help you out here. Let me take a little cafe au lait. And thank you, AJ, for bringing that up. I was going to get to Evan Rachel Wood. Evan, your radical mindset has poisoned your thoughts to where you can be with a man that truly loves you for you, even though he knows he may need to take some medicine allegedly. I don't know. But he loved you through it anyway. And what did you do? You left him, got married, had a child, and came back to be with him. But before that, you left him for another woman, and he still waited and loved you. But that wasn't enough. No. Then you left him for Ilma Gore, and then he's like, I had enough. I had enough of your mental torture. Yes, your mental torture. And the only thing that you were able to do was, okay, I'm going to go after his fiance. He's not going to marry her. Oh, she put out a she went to the police on his current wife, Lindsay, and basically said in a nutshell that she was blackmailing her over a picture. And I think the picture was more embarrassing to Marilyn, but if you look at the ramifications of the picture, her being in a Nazi uniform when she is Jewish does not look good at all. But however, they did not shun you. They did not condemn you. They did not say anything to you at all. So you lost nothing. If it's anything, Marilyn is standing there like a big pink Oompa Loompa. But you had an opportunity to marry him twice. And whatever your relationship is, or at that time was, it was okay with you. Now all of a sudden, he's all these horrible things. But that was okay with you. But now that he's not with you and he got tired of your antics because you wanted, I believe because you said that he was vanilla in the bedroom. No shade towards him at all. You might want something wild and outrageous. I don't know. Chains jumping off of, I don't know. I don't know. But what you did was terrible. And this is one of the reasons why I make videos about feminism and I add you in it because of what you're doing. I fight against it. You are my sister, my younger sister, my radical, crazy younger sister, and someone has to pull you back. But the thing is, you have to listen because you have lost so much. And you're holding on to that mindset. You're that cinder block. Your head is a cinder block, and you're not letting anything come through. But I'm waiting on more information. More will come in March. The trial starts in March. Nope, wait a minute, a little later, April, maybe May. The defamation trial that Evan Rachel Wood is in because Marilyn Manson is suing her, and he has every right to sue her because she went off the rails. If the FBI does not go after Evan Rachel Wood, there is no justice because she impersonated a federal agent, which is a federal crime. And if she is a FBI, I'm going to say this again. If you allow her, Evan Rachel Wood and Ilma Gore, to get away with impersonating a federal agent, an active federal agent impersonating her, signing her name to an inflammatory note defaming Marilyn Manson and getting other people involved, which could have put him in jail. Who knows what could have happened to this man because of her behavior, her feeling slighted, and her taking zero responsibility for what she has done to make him say, okay, Evan, I love you, but it's enough. I have to get off this merry-go-round because it is too much. Way too much. But not many of us women are checking our radical, crazy sisters that are setting us back 50 years. Any women that had problems, and I look at Cassie at first, I didn't believe it. I didn't believe Cassie Ventura. I thought that she was pulling an Evan Rachel Wood and an Amber Heard. Yes, I did. But as I really, really looked into it, started doing deeper research, my heart goes out to her. And I have to most definitely go back and do a video apologizing, which I will. Amber Heard, Evan Rachel Wood, Angelina Jolie. Oh, I can go on. That are doing things that are detrimental to our sisters who are really abused. And they're using this recourse to get back at the men that they feel had slighted them, but not taking into consideration that a man can walk away when he's tired of being abused by you. Your type of love is a toxic love. It's a toxic love. I hate men, but I can't live without men. So I'm going to torture a man to make me feel better. But he has to deal with it because I'm a woman. And if you don't, I will destroy you and get away with it. Who's going to stop me? Tell me if I'm wrong. Am I wrong? Did I say one thing that was incorrect? No, I haven't. And I'm putting myself on a chopping block because I know, feminist, you have not said one thing when Amber Heard got on that stage saying that she was abused, but when it came out, she was the abuser. And she has a name, Ambuser. Evan Rachel Wood, I'm waiting for these names to come out about her. How they're going to take her name. How they're going to take her name and adjust it to fit her personality. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting what comes out in this trial because you and Ilma Gore are doing everything humanly possible to hide it. Oh, and also, Ilma Gore, what you have done to your blood twin sister, identical sister, is beyond comprehension. Your loyalty to your sister is zero. And you put all your love, fidelity, and whatever you want to call it into Evan Rachel Wood, whom sent you packing. You hurt your own sister for what? For clout? To be accepted in Hollywood? Who wants to? Ilma, who wants to be accepted in Hollywood? Who? The things which you have to do to give up, you have to give up part of your soul in order to make a little bit of money? Really? Really? That's not working well for you because Donald Trump sued you. Even though I thought it was funny. Even though I thought what you painted was funny by calling him a micro peni, I thought it was funny. Hysterical. It was hysterical. Great parody. But you did that to your sister. Brighton, much love to you. I will most definitely continue fighting for you and with you to save your good name, because your sister Ilma is off her freaking rocker. And you're right, her mind is clouded with clout. And she is helping to send women back 50 years based on what she is doing, and the vindictiveness is beyond the the vindictiveness is so thick that you can cut it with a knife. That's how thick it is. But I'm glad that you did what you did by helping Marilyn Manson, because he had no idea what was coming towards him. Oh, oh. And Esme Bianco, you are just a terrible person, an opportunist, and you used that opportunity that presented itself in the name of Evan Rachel Wood and that FBI letter. Let me ask you, Esme. Let me ask you. When you did that to your husband, when you left Thailand to do a modeling job to come over to the United States to work with Marilyn Manson, did you ever tell Marilyn that you were married? Did you ever look at the consequences of what you did to your husband back in England, who loved you? And you were over here being taped, taken pictures of, and and parading Marilyn Manson around as if you were a single woman? But then you want to turn around. Oh man, I wish I had the to where I could bring up um pictures. I can't. Too bad. Of the area to where you were filming, saying that he held you captive. Please, please. And you got people believing it. You got people, he was dropped by his, Marilyn Manson was dropped by his record label. And people who didn't like him were able to come out and take that opportunity to further hurt him, especially, what's his name, Resner? Oh, he can't stand Marilyn. But you gave him something to work with. But back to my original point. No, all of it was within my original point, just adding layers to it. Radical feminists, radical liberal feminist, you have set us back 50 years. Yes, you have. When the wrecking ball comes down, we will be looking at you. Yes, we will be. We'll be looking at you. Because it's well documented, your behavior. Now, you see, men will allow you to wreck yourself while you're wrecking yourself. They will look at you, take the abuse, make notes, and then come up with policies to restrain you. And that's what's getting ready to happen. 2024 is going to be the reckoning. Any and everything we have achieved, some of it will be taken away based on your need to control. If you want to control something, control your checkbook. How about that? Control your animals. How about spending time? You see these children out here? You see how they're acting? You see how they're running around beating each other up in schools, and schools can't do anything because you will come back and sue them because you don't want no one correcting your child when you don't even correct them? How about that? Control that. On that note, I want to thank you for stopping by. I had to get that off my chest. Please like, please subscribe. Subscribe. That always helps me. And if you would like to donate, please do so. Cash App Big Girl Diary, PayPal Big Girl Diary, and Venmo Big Girl Diary. On that note, I want to thank you for stopping by because you could be anywhere which you are. You could be doing anything in which you are doing because you're watching me. On that note, I want to thank you.